This is me packing my bags, preparing myself for a journey which I have no choice but to do. And there is a few reasons why I need to go on this trip. The first of which being parts. But not parts for the BMW 1M replica. More specifically, parts for the Hyundai i30N which we've rebuilt on the channel. And these parts are precisely the reason why I've not had the i30N painted yet. And also the reason why I'm not going to be taking that car. So if we're not going to go in that, the question is, what car are we going to go in? And that brings me on to my second reason. Even though my BMW 1 Series has been the longest project on the channel and also the most unreliable car that I've ever owned, but I now want to celebrate the fact that I think I've finished this car by taking it on a road trip. At one point it was the cheapest BMW 135i in the UK, and that really shows in the reliability. We've changed everything from coil packs to turbos, gaskets to boost solenoids, and so much more you wouldn't even believe. But at this very moment in time, this car is running the best it ever has, and it's only right we give it a chance. As the saying goes, every dog has its day. To point number 3, experience, because I have a confession to make. I like to call myself a petrol head, but I have never in my life done a track day. So I think it's about time that we change that. But before that, we need to get out of the UK, but knowing this car's history, something is bound to go wrong. So we are now on our way down to the Channel Tunnel from Leicester. It's about a 3-hour drive. We've set off at about 7:30 PM. ETA at the moment is about 10 to 11. But luckily enough, I'm not doing this drive on my own. So we approach the Eurotunnel with some familiar faces, but if something goes wrong now, there's no turning back.
Just 2 of you?
Yeah.
No pets on board?
No. There might be some petting on board though. So far, the BMW has actually behaved, but for now, this is the only rest that this car is going to get, because as soon as we're off the train, we've got a long drive to do. And now we are officially in France, but not for long, because our hotel is booked for tonight, or should I say this morning actually, because our ETA is 4 AM. But that is in Ghent in Belgium, so that is where we're going to catch some Zeds. And there we have it, 4:45, and we have just arrived at the hotel. Time for bed. And just like that, that is our 4-hour sleep completed, and now it's straight from Ghent to the Nurburgring. I'm sure most of you know, but for those of you who don't, I'll fill you in quickly. The Nurburgring is about a 12.5-mile long racetrack, which is no longer just a racetrack. It's now open to the public, and you can use it as a toll road, so that means there's no speed limit. You can go as fast as you like, and you can push your car to the limit. Which for some people goes better than others, but you can only do this if your car's working properly, which we could have predicted. Mine isn't. Boys, I may or may not have an engine management light on, and it's going into like a limp mode where I've got no boost on the turbos at all. It's basically an NA, so hopefully it's something fixable. A power off, power on? Well, I don't know to be honest. Okay, EML on, no boost, sounds alright. It sounds okay, but there's no turbo whistle like there was, is there? So, well, I have brought my little Wi-Fi dongle with me, so we can have a look to see what the diagnostic is going to say. I'm hoping it needs a chill for 5 minutes.
Scenario.
Yeah, please. Let's read the codes and see. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we've got 3 active codes at the moment. One is for the exhaust Vanos mechanism, which is good. One's for the DME fuel pump. I have just uprated the fuel pump. Don't know if that's good or bad. And we've got DME boost pressure control deactivation.
Got to be boost pressure, summer activation, right?
I know, I need my boost pressure activated.
Surely.
Let's clear those codes. Let's see what comes back. None.
Alright. Couldn't know we're fucking driving.
Well, hold on a minute, I haven't started it yet. Let me start it again.
Why do you have a look to say no pipe? Yeah, make sure nothing's actually come off.
I still can't hear the turbos. No.
Yeah.
I can, yeah, they're back. We're back in business.
Sucky is back in.
Exactly. Now, I did notice that the oil temps were sat slightly higher than they usually are, around 110, 120 degrees at a normal cruise, which doesn't seem right to me. So with a quick reset of the codes, we were back on the road, but my fingers were crossed at this point that it wasn't anything more serious that was going to keep reoccurring. but our hopes were high as we were cheered on by the locals and we could make it to the Nurburgring and enjoy our time there. But when it comes to my luck and road trips, it's never that simple. And yet again, the oil temperatures started rising at a normal driving speed. Okay, we've done another 20 minutes and it's back. The engine management light is back with a vengeance and we are in limp mode again. I think with that close, I might just pull over and just let it cool. So I've just decided right now that I really like this village and I think we should stay here for about an hour. So we're going for big boy diagnostics now.
Yeah, this is going to give us a more better reading.
What I had come up was 30 FF or 3100, which is just basically no boost control deactivated or something. And I think the reason why it does it, yeah, I think it's because it's getting a little bit warm and it's just going, nah, I don't want to do it.
Well, let's see if the auto has the same outcome.
Okay.
Same, are
you feeling okay?
Yeah, it was just a bit of an eventful moment. Just
for both of us. Yeah, it literally happened at the same point.
Mine doesn't mind going fast in short periods of time. When I'm just staying it, trying to keep going, that's when it doesn't seem to like
it's the traffic that killed mine this time.
76%.
Oh, cute in the reflection. We can't see the screen, so what's your verdict?
ABS.
Yep.
I'm going to go into that first. Just brake pad wear sensor, front axle.
Okay, so brake pad wear sensor's dodgy.
Just before the Nurburgring.
We'll ignore
I've had a look, the brake pads are in there, so we're good.
Reading codes. Your variable camshaft timing.
That's fine.
And then your boost pressure control deactivation.
Yeah.
Sort of clear them.
Just clear them. We need to go see Polish Peter, I think.
Yeah. It would just say it's crap. Yeah. You're good now.
Yeah. Fixed?
Yeah, it's fixed forever.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. Okay, oil temp has come down a bit. I've had a chill, Ben's had a chill, the car's had a chill. Let's see if we can do this final stint. I was trying to keep spirits high, but Ben from Evil GT wasn't feeling so positive, but we pushed forward, keeping the speeds nice and low and hopefully trying to keep that oil temperature low too. And we just managed to get it to the Nurburgring where we can start looking further into this problem. So we have just managed to make the Nurburgring, but those oil temperatures are still climbing high. I'll be honest with you, I don't really have an idea what it could be at this moment. Matt, do you have any ideas?
I think your engine's gone.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a nasty surprise.
It's gone, mate.
Not as nasty a surprise. Is it if you bought a used car with hidden history that you didn't know about? Ain't that right?
Yeah, that is true.
And that's exactly why you need Car Vertical. Say, for example, you're looking at buying this BMW M3.
Which BMW M3 is that?
It's this one.
On screen now?
It is actually on screen
It's on
right
Is it
now.
covering my face?
Yeah, it is actually. Oh, it's going to cover my face now.
Oh, it's on your face?
It's on my face.
Can you tell it's really bad because you checked it out using Car Vertical?
Yes, the reason is though, it's got a green tick for mileage, a green tick, it's got no outstanding finance, it's got a green tick, it's not outstanding as stolen, but you're never going to guess what?
What?
Amber warning light for accident.
No!
It's not that bad, I promise you, it's not that bad, it's repairable, don't worry.
Oh, at least we know about it.
We know about it, that's the main thing. And it couldn't be easier to get that information with Car Vertical's new style of report. We can see this gorgeous BMW M3 has had a heavy hit down one side and has gone off-roading by the looks of it.
It looks really bad, Chris.
Yeah. But Car Vertical goes into so much more detail than that. You can see the timeline of the car to see what's happened in the lifespan of it. You can see the mileage graph to see when the mileage has been done in the car and whether it's been clocked or not.
You can also download the reports now. So as you download them, you can save them for if you decide to go back and have a look at the car or to barter with people, or it can also help the resale of your car as well.
That's just incredible. And even better than that, we've got a phenomenal discount code to give the people at home. No. This is actually better than your one.
Oh, is it?
And it's exclusive for my subscribers. Use discount code Chris, and that's going to save you a fantastic amount of money off your Car Vertical report. And trust me, it's sensational.
I can't wait for my commission.
Well, now we've protected the people at home, I think there's someone we need to go and see to try and get these oil temps down to protect my engine. I think it's only right we go and see an old friend which we met about a year ago to the date almost, and you may remember him if you watch Matt's videos from when we brought the E46 to the Nurburgring and we had a problem with the throttle actuator. There was one man who got brought up multiple times that might have been able to help him, and hopefully he can help fix this too. Last time we were left stranded at the side of the Nurburgring when we broke down on track, one man came to save us by not only fixing the car, but also he had the parts sat on the shelf, ready and waiting to go on the car too. And his name is Polish Peter, and I'm fingers crossed that he's here and that he's willing to at least take a look at my car to see if we can help get these oil temps down a little bit. And by using only a set of coordinates given to us by a friend, we were able to track down Polish Peter's place with our fingers crossed that he could help fix our oil temperature problems. But his place was a humbling reminder of how dangerous the Nurburgring can be. But I was still praying that we could get this car fixed, get those oil temperatures down, and actually get the car out on track. Good news! Well, there's not good news. Polish Peter says
it's crap.
It's knackered, basically. The oil cooler is not in the best health. That's why the oil temperatures are rising, and I think that's why it's causing this limp mode. And then he has not got a second hand or a new one on the shelf, but there may be somewhere that does. But if they do, it's going to hurt my wallet big time. High oil temperatures can be really bad for a car's engine, especially when I'm just cruising and they're sat at 120 plus degrees. So if I even think of looking at the track, it could be catastrophic. So we were then directed to somewhere called 24/7 Performance. And I was getting worried at this point that one, I was either not going to be able to afford the repair, or secondly, we couldn't even get the car repaired, so I might not even be able to drive it home. We met someone here called Adil who very quickly helped us find a problem with the car. Okay, we are now at 24/7 Performance, and well, we may have come across something that may potentially fix this problem. Give me 1 second. So I don't want to film too much inside because I want to respect these guys' privacy, but I think what's happening here, the oil cooler has got zero heat in it at all. It's stone cold, which is obviously going to be the reason why our oil temps are climbing, and that I think is what's putting us in limp mode. The car's not happy with that. So what we're looking at doing now is doing an oil thermostat diverter valve, which may potentially be enough to get the oil cooler working again to allow us to at least get home without too many problems. If it's the oil cooler, they do have one on the shelf, but do you want to break it to how much it is, Ben?
What is it, €1,250?
Yeah.
Plus fitting?
Yes.
€200.
And it still may not even be a bolt-on fit, so it may be more complicated than that.
That's heavy, mate.
Stinging. We found that the oil cooler had zero temperature in it, which means that it had no oil from the engine actually passing through it. I don't know if this is definitely the reason that I'm getting the engine management light, because the codes don't relate to that, but it definitely isn't going to help. Once we broke the ice with the guys at 24/7 Performance, they were so kind and welcoming. Even after I ruined my t-shirt, they sorted me out with this lovely new one. And Adil and Carl set about changing the oil in the car, the oil filter, and also this little diverter valve too. Apparently this is a common thing to do on these engines. It's not something that I'd actually come across when researching them, but I can see now why it is. But we are just praying at this point that this is going to fix our problem and get those oil temperatures back down and get us back home too. So as Carl fastens up the final fixings, the sump plug can go back in, the car can come back down from the ramp. Lights will guide. And the car can get filled back up with oil. But the real question is, has this fixed our problem, or is it going to be just enough to be able to get us home? At this point, we don't know. We're just going to hope for the best.
And for those who are wondering, ouch.
Okay, here we go. He's confident, so sounds alright. Now I've just got to wait for the oil to come up to temperature and to see if that temperature then goes into the oil cooler. If it does, that means we're at least going to have some oil cooling going on. And unfortunately, I've lost the clip of us celebrating, but the oil cooler finally had temperature in it, which was such a relief. So essentially, if I hadn't explained properly already, in here there is a diverter valve which lets the engine come up to temperature before sending the oil down to the oil cooler down here. And that valve, I think, essentially was stuck, and it's a normal thing to do to bypass that. And that's exactly what we've done, and we now have some temperature in the oil cooler, so that should at least start doing its job again. Now, I don't know if that's going to fix my limp mode issue, but I'm hoping it does. And, well, the car's definitely going to run better now. It's got the chance to cool its oil. So if you do get stuck, especially if you're in a BMW around the Nurburgring, 24/7 Performance, remember that these guys can help you out. So let's see now if that's worked. So now the car's definitely running a little bit cooler and is definitely going to be happier now the oil cooler's working. We've got to make a decision whether we're going to be sensible and avoid the track and just enjoy our time at the Nurburgring, or whether we're going to get some laps in. 3 tickets to the Nurburgring, please. So it looks like that's our decision made. We've got to try it. We've come all this way, and it's, do you know what? It's not done that bad, is it?
It's not, mate. That's for you.
Thank you very much. Let's see how this goes.
We've made it on.
We have. I'm absolutely bricking it. Baz is in front of me in his Porsche 911 GTS, and here we go. BMW is officially on the Nurburgring.
What I've not told you yet is I'm a terrible passenger.
And I've never done a track day before.
Oh no, it's not. It's not that. This footage is going to be awful.
I'm sorry, mate. This is YouTube corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is YouTube corner. This is where everyone balls it up. Yellow flag.
Oh no! So
I've overtook someone. This one's sharp, I remember this.
yeah.
I was thankful at this point I'd put a little bit of practice in on a racing sim, and I knew the track a tiny little bit, but that didn't change the fact I'd never been on track before.
In there and stay over to the right. Hey, it's good grip on this. Go on, Golf. Oh, it's not got the legs up the hill. He's going to be so upset with you.
I know. And that was my traction control going. Go past me, I'll let you go. Oh, I know this is where we came off the track before.
Oh, brilliant. This is right up the top of here, it's the left carousel. I think. Yeah. Time for the carousel.
Here we go, hold on tight.
Oh no!
What gear is it? Second?
I've no idea.
I'm going to go for second.
Get in there! Ah!
This is the slowest the carousel has ever been taken. But we're having a good time.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
But one tip I have got for you if you are getting on the Nurburgring is do yourself a favour and maybe fill your tank up first.
Fuel lights, come on!
I forgot to get fuel light on. I don't know where Jack is.
No, I think we might have left him.
Okay. And even though I was being overtook left, right and centre by all of these Nurburgring prepared cars, I was still out there having a good time and enjoying myself. And things like this can be daunting when you've got no experience in a car that doesn't appear to be the most reliable, but you can get out there, do it at your own pace, because everyone starts somewhere. This is not a racing line,
And we are done.
We successfully completed a lap.
How was that?
It was alright, yeah.
So now you've completed that, are you confident about Misha taking it round?
Honestly, no. Because I feel like he's going to have zero mechanical sympathy. Wow, what an experience. If you have the chance to take your car, it doesn't matter what it is, to the Nurburgring, I'd 100% recommend do it. It's not as scary as what you think it is, but you do still have to have your wits around you. It's about the experience and about learning and just about getting out there and enjoying yourself, and preferably not breaking down or crashing. But whether I broke down or not, it still doesn't change the fact that I've had an amazing time making great memories with even better people. Sometimes a road trip seems like a really impractical holiday, but there's so many things that you do on one that you just don't get out of a normal, all-inclusive, by-the-pool type of holiday. The adventure and the stresses bring you together as a team, and I personally believe that these sorts of breaks are the best you can do. Now obviously I didn't push the BMW to its full potential. I was short shifting a little bit and I was taking it a little bit easy because I do still want to get home, but I still had a great time doing it, and that's why I don't think it matters what car you come in. You could be in an old Fiat 500, a BMW or even a Ford Fiesta and still have a great time doing it. But that is not our final stop for this trip, but it is our final stop for this video. So for now, make sure you smash a like, hit subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you next time.